This is Tom Lloyd with Blue and Gold Illustrated here with Cleveland, Ohio, St. Ignatius offensive lineman and Notre Dame signee Jimmy Byrne. Jimmy, first, thanks for having me out here, man. I really appreciate it.
No problem. Glad to have you out here.
Now, be honest, man. How does it feel to finally be officially part of the Fighting Irish?
It's great. It's been a long process to finally be signed and ready to go and get there in the summer. It's going to be very exciting. I'm looking forward to it.
National Signing Day passed last month, and all that's behind you. How does it feel to just sit back, relax, and focus on your future?
It's really nice. That's part of the reason I got my commitment out of the way as early as I did as well, and to finally get the signing too is just to be able to focus on developing as a player and just getting better and getting ready for the summer.
Awesome. Looking back at the process, did you truly enjoy the recruiting process, or was it overwhelming at times?
It was a little bit overwhelming. I first started getting recruited my sophomore year, so it was kind of really fast. I didn't really expect it to come that early, and it did. So, like I said, though, I got it out of the way, and I think everything worked out.
Was there ever a point in your recruitment where you thought maybe Notre Dame wasn't the place for you? Did you ever look at anywhere else real hard and think about maybe taking some other official visits?
Not while I was committed, but before that, I did look at Ohio State quite a bit, and growing up here, it was definitely an option, but at the end of the day, Notre Dame was the fit for me.
Now play recruiter for a second. You have a 2015 kid looking heavily at Notre Dame. Why should he give Notre Dame a strong look? And in a sense, why did you end up committing?
I think I tell them, the education, you can't beat that. I think until you experience the people that are there, the coaches, I think they're a little bit different than the other staffs that I've met. It's just a unique place, and I think they really enjoy it. Okay.
And you actually committed, I think, in December of 2012, now I think about it. But you were one of the earliest pledges for Notre Dame in your class. Did you do much recruiting for Notre Dame at that point, and were there any guys that you targeted and worked hard on to try to get to join you in South Bend?
I did talk to quite a few guys over Twitter, stuff like that. Most of the linemen, all of them actually, Sam, Quentin, Alex, we all talked. Just kind of gave them how I felt and just wanted to see if they were interested as well.
And you mentioned Coach Hiestand being a big part of your recruitment as well. I guess towards signing day, how influential was he in solidifying your recruitment and just kind of keeping you on board?
Yeah, he gave me a couple more calls than I'm used to during that time. I think just to make sure I was, fully committed, and he's just been reassuring throughout the whole process, and I've never doubted him for a second.
How much did working with him at the next level and just his coaching ability go into and factor into your final decision?
Quite a bit. He's an unbelievable coach, and just really the way he teaches and breaks things down. And I saw Quentin's video, and he mentioned quality over quantity, and that's definitely noticeable in practice.
And were there any schools that came in hard towards signing day trying to get you to flip your decision, or I guess at least get you on campus for a visit?
There were a few schools off the top of my mind. I think it was Florida, Georgia, Nebraska were a couple that mentioned stuff to me, but I just told them I wasn't interested.
Wow. Okay. And which guys that ended up signing with Notre Dame would you say you had the best relationship with in this current class?
Basically all the linemen, and Deshaun, having another Ohio guy, it's been nice to get to know him, and looking forward to getting to know him a little bit more in the summer.
Okay. And where do you see yourself fitting in during year one at Notre Dame? Have you talked to Coach Hiestand whether you expect to play, redshirt, or what the process is?
I'll most likely redshirt, but I'm just going to go in with the same attitude I had in high school and just try and learn as much as I can, and whatever happens, happens.
And size is definitely not a factor, but what's your current height and weight right now?
6'4", 300.
And outside of your actual commitment, what would you consider the most memorable moment of your entire recruitment?
There was one school that they'd messaged me on Facebook and they just tell me how much swag I have and stuff like that, which I just kind of thought was ridiculous. But yeah, that was probably one of the most ridiculous parts.
Can you talk a little bit about your official visit? When was it, and just kind of take me through that weekend?
I took it for the banquet they had. I believe it was in December, and Sam was up there and Quentin, so it was good to hang out with those guys. There were a lot of guys up there, guys I hadn't met before. Greer Martini and Drew Tranquil. It was good to spend a lot of time with those guys, and just getting to spend the weekend with future teammates and coaches, and just having everything basically wrapped up in that official visit was good.
Yeah, and that's late in the process. That was in mid-December, I believe. Was there anything that that they showed you that weekend during your official visit that kind of was something new for you? Or had you seen it all pretty much?
Yeah, I'd pretty much seen it all, but at that point, it's just good to always continue to build the relationship with the coaches and your teammates.
Okay. And one thing I've been asking the guys relates to negative recruiting, which, as you know, happens all the time. Without naming anyone specifically, was there any of that went on during your recruitment or commitment to Notre Dame? Were any schools trying to say things negatively about Notre Dame to try to get you to look elsewhere?
No, not really. Okay. I think a lot of teams just respected my commitment and didn't say much after that.
That's good. Okay. Do you remember the first school to extend you a scholarship offer?
It was Ohio State my sophomore year.
What was your reaction when you first, knew that, college could be paid for because of football?
It's an unbelievable feeling. For all that to come together, I put a lot of hard work into it, and to finally, to get that offer is something very special.
Okay. Did you grow up an Ohio State fan or anything like that?
I did grow up an Ohio State fan, yeah. Notre Dame too. We watched our fair share of both, but mostly Ohio State.
Nice. Okay. And when will you be back up to South Bend for your next visit?
I'll be up there for the spring game.
Okay. Who's all going up there with you?
My family.
Okay. And what are your plans for the next few months just preparing for Notre Dame? Have you had a chance to work with that Irish workout plan packet that they've been sending out?
Yeah, I've been doing that for about the past 6 weeks now. It's been going great. If the weather ever starts to get better here, the conditioning will probably get a little bit easier when there's not snow on the ground. But other than that, yeah.
Well, I guess that's it for me, man. I can't thank you enough for having me out here today, and I appreciate it. And again, congrats on signing with Notre Dame.
Thank you.
For Cleveland, Ohio, St. Ignatius offensive lineman Jimmy Byrne and Notre Dame signee, I'm Tom Loy, and thanks for watching on blueandgold.com.